Hey guys, so we're here to talk about the first house. Yes, the first house, the beginning, okay? The first thing to understand about the houses is that each house is ruled by a zodiac sign, okay? And that zodiac sign that rules that house is going to explain pretty much the attributes of this house and why this house is the way it is. So the first house, which is what we're talking about, is ruled by Aries, okay? Aries rules the first house. No coincidence considering that Aries is the first sign, so it goes in that order. And with Aries ruling the first house, what do we understand about Aries? Aries is all about being the first, okay? Aries is all about your existence, your energy, movement, action, independence, your individuality, okay? It's all about the self, okay? And when you look at this, all these attributes are going to explain the first house, okay? So your first house represents your identity, okay? Your identity. And with this is going to be the most surface part of your personality. It's the most surface part of your personality. It's what people see when they first see you. It's what the energy that people receive when they first see you, what they think about you when they first see you. This is also your physical body, how you look, your physical features, okay? Your energy and how you move, okay? This is the first house. And this is very important to understand because that is Aries. Aries is all about the self, okay? Aries is all about being independent, coming into this world. And that's what the first house explains. It's our existence, our coming into the world, and our first approach into it. So this is your identity. Your identity is very much your personality, okay? Very much your personality, but the most surface part of your personality because it's what everyone can see and what everyone, the energy that everyone picks off of when they first come in contact with you, okay? So this is your identity. This is your physical body. This is how you look. This is your first house. And your first house is going to really represent how you're approaching life, okay? What is your purpose here in life? Because whatever your first house is going to explain what you're trying to do here. What is your mission here on life? How you're going to always approach things because the first house is the first. It's the existence. It's how we come into an existence. It's how we approach life. It's how everyone sees us. You know, when you think of a video game, you see all the characters, you see all their costumes, their outfits, and how they look. That is their individual identity. That is your first house, okay? That is your individual identity because that's what we're seeing on the outer surface. That's what we see, okay? And not only is it your physical body, so your first house will explain your physical body, like I'm talking about your physical features, even the way you move your body, okay? Because the first house, again, it's energy. How do we come into existence in reality? Through energy. And why? Because look at Aries. Aries is a cardinal fire sign. What is fire? Fire is all about energy, action. What is cardinal? Cardinal is all about starting, initiating. Aries is the spark. That's how we come into this planet. We spark, okay? It's energy. It's the force. We come into this reality through force. It's through energy. Energy is how everything moves. It's how anything is alive. It's through energy. So Aries ruling the first house, this is energy. This is how we spark. This is how we spark into life, how we come into life. Boom. And that's really good. It's really good to understand your first house because you'll understand how people stereotype you, okay? So, you know, when you walk into a room and you get a lot of the same feedback, this is because this is your first house. This is the aura that you have, the energy you put out, your most surface persona. I actually like to say a lot of times when people are trying to guess your sign, your zodiac sign, of course we know that we have multiple signs, but I always say that people, if they don't know you, they're guessing your rising sign. Because the rising sign, again, which is the first house, has to do with our surface persona, our personalities on the outside, our most surface personality. The first house is the point of where our natal chart starts, okay? The first house. So that point, when you see your chart, it's a whole circle, right? where the first house is, it's the first section. The beginning of that point is our ascendant, okay? AKA also known as rising sign, okay? So you can either call it the ascendant or the rising sign. Okay, that's all in the first house because that's where the sun was rising when we were first born. And that's also the point in the natal chart where our chart begins. That's all found in the first house. So the first house can also be known as your ascendant, your rising sign. And if you look at my video on the meaning of your rising sign or your ascendant, you'll see it all matches the same attributes that we said with the first house, which is, again, your identity, your physical body, your physical features, okay, your surface personality, the aura that you give, okay, the style of your energy and movements, okay, all in your rising ascendant house, found all in the first house. So also just be aware of that because your first house is where you can basically figure out what your rising sign is, or you can call it the ascendant, your ascendant sign. So very good points to understand when you're looking at your natal charts, okay? And also to understand, with, your first house, I can give you guys, a couple examples, okay? So of how your first house can look. So say if your first house was in Libra, okay? So say if your first house is in Libra. So Libra deals with what? Beauty, arts, relationships, okay? Coming together, harmony, peace. So if your first house is in Libra, your surface personality will be very charming, very beautiful. You can physically look very attractive, okay? You will like to connect with people and charm people because that's your surface persona. Most people will look at you and think you're very attractive and think you're very nice and think you're very charming, and you will come off that way. You'll come off very sweet, very charming, very beautiful. Also, you could be really into fashion, okay, with Libra in the first house, okay? We said the first house is our surface personality. It's our surface persona. So if you have Libra on the surface, literally you will dress well, okay? You will love fashion. You will be a person who likes to dress up and likes to look beautiful, likes to look attractive, okay? So that's how you look at your sign. So say if you had, another example, say if you had Pluto on your first house, okay? The planet. So we say a planet, you have Pluto in your first house. Okay, Pluto is all about rebirth, intensity, emotional trauma, sex, depth, okay, occult. You have this in your first house, Pluto in your first house. People will see you as a very intense person, a very dark person, a very mysterious person, okay? People can feel your aura, your energy, and it will be very emotionally intense. People can feel that you're a very deep person, okay? And you will approach life in a very deep way, okay? You will approach society and the public in a very intense way, okay? You might not be that, you won't be that much of an open person with that Pluto in your first house. You'll be very to yourself, very conservative, because that's Pluto. And you'll also be very psychological with approaching other people, seeing right through people, being able to read people and everyone in front of you, okay? So that's how that works when you then put the signs and the planets, okay, into the equation of your house. But overall, that is the first house, okay? Your first house is ruled by Aries, so it's dealing with you, okay? It's yourself. It's the first house. It's an introduction of who you are. It's what people see on the surface, okay? It's the aura that you exude. It is how you move. It's your energy. It's how you come into this life, okay? And it's your surface persona, okay? This is the most outer part of your personality. And it's a very important way. It's how we start. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Alright, that's the first house. And if you enjoyed the music that was played in the beginning of this video, please, okay, follow me on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. I have my music there. Check it out. I'll have all the links in the description box. And you can also check out my music video, which I'll also have the link in the description box. And if you really like and enjoy astrology, book a reading with me. I do $60 readings with tarot. All you have to do is email me, and we can go further there. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys for the next.